This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach.
All right, let's finish strong here. What we've got is cicadas in the night.
Ooh.
Which is just, it sounds like a YouTube sleep setting, doesn't it?
It does. It also sounds like we're running out of animals.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, this is cicadas in the night. What do you think? Is this Denny's or Animal here, Melissa?
Wow.
That is
Impressive.
something here. Okay, I don't know. That is a tough one. Yeah.
That's tough.
Dunkin' is the official coffee of the KVJ Show. America runs on Dunkin'. The KVJ Show is now live on 97.9 WRMF.
It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host. And his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast. So don't get her pissed. It's Jason. Talks like a spaz. And they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Well, welcome to your Wednesday. Hello. It is the KVJ show. What's going on, everybody?
Hello.
How y'all doing today?
Doing
Great. Good. Did anybody watch the World Series last night? Are there two Palm Beach County teams in there?
Saw a little bit of it.
Okay.
Panda had it on. I can't tell you what happened.
You have no clue what is going on.
I know somebody stole a base and we get free tacos today.
That's
I
why
know
most
that.
of America cares. Yeah, somebody stole a base, so between 2 and 6 p.m., you go to Taco Bell and get free tacos. So,
Okay, that's how you get me involved in
Yeah.
baseball. Give
Yeah.
me free tacos.
yes, so that's what happened. Crazy thing is going on here in this World Series. Now, if you don't know, the Washington Nationals are taking on the Houston Astros. Both those teams do their spring training in the exact same stadium in Palm Beach County, so it's already weird and confusing. And the other thing that's weird and confusing is only the away teams are winning games, Virginia.
Huh.
The Nationals won the first two in Houston, then they lost all three in Washington, and then they went last night, and you're like going, they're surely not going to win again in Houston, right? That's what the Nationals did. It's very bizarre.
Wow.
This is the first time that has ever happened. Like, the home team cannot win in this World Series.
Home field advantage means nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
I see you have your national shirt on. Does that mean
Yeah.
if the Astros win tonight, you wear your Astros shirt tomorrow?
Wear my Astros shirt
Yeah,
tomorrow?
I'm saying, are you just going to wear the team that wins?
Oh, no. I don't
Okay.
have an Astros shirt.
I
That's
can
the
get
sad
you one.
thing.
They sell them at Walmart.
Oh, they do?
So many of them.
Okay. Yeah, I don't believe I have an Astros hat.
Okay.
So, yeah.
If they win tonight, you got to wear that tomorrow.
Okay, Astros hat tomorrow if they win. So, and if the Nationals win, I don't know because I'm wearing the National shirt today. So, we're just kind of screwed. So, yeah, we love wearing sports attire, don't we, on this show?
We do.
Yes, usually the losing sports team attire is what we wear. That's kind of the odd thing about it. Jaybird's still in his Miami Dolphins cheerleading uniform here until they get that win.
How you doing, Cupcake?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Reading the ancient teachings of Lao Tzu, Virginia. It's calming my nerves.
What are you learning from Lao Tzu?
Just sometimes you got to accept certain things that you can't control.
Well, actually, you could control that. You brought that on yourself.
Well, I can't control it now.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yes.
I could have controlled it.
Yes, it's
Now,
true.
I still could just not wear the uniform, but that would be weak.
You could, but
That's
then,
not what this is about.
You wouldn't do that to the
Yeah.
people.
No.
No, yeah, you've made a stance to stick with the Miami Dolphins.
And our boss Leo got those cool T-shirts made up.
True.
So
Yeah.
now people are rocking those T-shirts and
Yeah.
posting pics.
Yeah, we got to find another place to give those away here soon.
I got to find another uniform because the one I bought was way too small, and I keep washing this one, and this one is just, it's so pinned against me.
Here's the problem. They don't make Miami Dolphins cheerleading uniforms for adults because they don't want clowns like us going into the stadium wearing the outfit as adults.
Well, what fun is that?
They only make them in kids' sizes, so that's a youth extra large.
But why can't we just get another one of these?
What we should do instead is take that one and modify it. I can cut it in certain spots and add elastic.
Can
so
I
that
just buy another one, though? Why can't we just get a duplicate of this? I can't. Where did you get this at?
We went on the online, NFLshop.com, and we tried to buy a new one like that, and it was sold out.
They're gone. We bought the last one.
So are a lot of other grown men wearing the Dolphins uniform?
That's what doesn't make sense to me.
Or big, husky young ladies.
We have to do a deeper dive, I think, because I bought an expensive cheerleading uniform, and that one's even tighter than this one, although way prettier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice when you twirl in it.
If we modify them, I think it can work.
I'm afraid to modify this one. Let's keep one good one just in case it gets overly, weirdly modified. Now I'm wearing this jacked up, even worse than what I got.
Yeah.
I'll modify the other one you bought.
I love it.
Give it to me. I'll add elastic to it, and we'll see how that works.
Okay, we're getting somewhere here.
Where is that other one?
It's at my house.
Okay.
Got to tell you, the Dolphins continue to make questionable moves, at least by my standards. They gotten rid of their running back earlier this week. Kind of saw that coming, but they just cut Nick O'Leary, which I'm not happy about. Nick O'Leary, which is Jack Nicklaus's grandson. He also went to Dwyer High School, won the state championship with them, played at Florida State.
Did they trade him to somebody?
No, I think they just waived him. They cut him. Get out of here. He apparently there was a pass that he should have brought in the other night, and it caused Miami's first turnover and their loss to the Steelers on Monday night. So they just said, "Nah, get out of here." So it was kind of cool. It was a good story. The last couple of years he's played for the Dolphins, his hometown team, and so I'm not real happy. I'm even less happy with the Dolphins today after they cut Nick O'Leary.
I don't want to brag, but I used to coach him in baseball back in the day.
Oh yeah,
Sort of.
you did. Okay.
He can't do the baseball camp.
Okay, yeah, you'll run into Nick. He's still all over town, so hangs out here and there. So
You'll see him more now.
yeah, if you see him, don't be going, "Hey man, how's it going with the Dolphins?" So yeah, unfortunately, yes, it's not, and I don't approve. So again, the Dolphins are letting me down. So we'll see. This Sunday.
Oh, they're letting you down, huh? It's been tough for you?
It's very personal for Kevin.
It is. Yeah, I'm not having a good time with this. Jaybird's best chance possibly comes up on Sunday as the hapless Jets with only one win come into Hard Rock Stadium.
I'll be watching that game right before my sister's wedding.
Yeah, I bet. Oh, yeah, the timing on it. You'll be in Oregon.
If I start cheering in the other room, she's going to think I'm excited for a wedding. No, I want the Dolphins to win.
Yep, starting at 10 a.m. Oregon time, you're going to be able to watch the Finns taking on the Jets and maybe taking off the cheerleader uniform just in time for the wedding. Come on, Finns.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away. Because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up in a second, the courts are coming after R. Kelly. Even though he is currently in jail right now, awaiting trial on numerous federal and state charges, they're actually coming after him financially. What for and how they gonna get it, I will tell you coming up in just a second. Before we get into that, Lil Wayne, here he is talking about what kind of rap music that he likes to listen to.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Did it sound like you just woke up?
Yeah, we got there you go. Yeah.
He's diverse.
Yeah.
Kanye West is now demanding that Kim Kardashian get all of her outfits approved by him before they can go anywhere. He has now decided that her sex appeal is a turnoff for him, and he wants her to be more conservatively dressed when she's out in public. Ugh.
I'm not sure I'm buying this story. This sounds like a planted story.
This is the one that somebody was telling me on Sunday that this is going down.
Don't buy it, Kev. This is such a Kardashian plan.
It feels like
Well,
it.
you've got an album dropped. You got the Kardashians. It sounds messy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like any man telling a woman how she can or can't dress.
Well, that's exactly why they're doing that. They're firing up the women. Oh, Kanye's trying to hold her down. This will be great, guys.
But do you think that Kim would want everybody hating her husband?
I think they just like drama. They don't care. Don't.
I kind of believe it.
Don't.
And finally here, R. Kelly is paying $20,000 a month in child support. But I guess since he's been in jail, he's locked up right now awaiting trial on numerous federal and state charges. He hasn't been paying his child support to his ex-wife. So what they're doing now is they're trying to petition the judge to draw money checks from his royalties that he gets paid every single month. I guess that goes into an account, but she hasn't been able to get access to it. And they're saying, look, look, since he's locked up and he's not in charge of his money, you need to put the state in charge of it so that his ex-wife gets her 20 grand a month. And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day. Brought to you by the Feast of Little Italy. It happens this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Abacoa. It's Italian food and music and culture and fun, and they're adding comedy this year. It's going to be all kinds of fun. Yeah, so come on out this weekend for the Feast of Little Italy.
Want to see what Virginia looks like on camera? And Kevin and Jason? YouTube.com/KVJ Show.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What's on your mind today, Jay Bird?
Dressing up for Halloween when you go to work. Now, I got this one friend who works at a bank. She's worked there for a good 6 years. They usually dress up for Halloween, and it's a big thing where they all have a little costume thing. Now, they do it the day of Halloween, and they usually have great fun with it. Well, new management came in last year, and now this year, no dressing up for Halloween, and everyone at this bank is all bummed out now.
Aww.
And I wanted to see what your guys' stance was. Now, I know you don't like to dress up that much, Kev, but should businesses you should be allowed to dress up for Halloween for a day, right?
If you've always done it and the people that work there love it, why would you take that away from them and make employee morale go in the toilet?
Their whole reasoning was they didn't want to look unprofessional and offend anybody for Halloween. They just wanted to keep it business as usual. Now, this is the new management style, and they are not happy about that.
Yeah.
And they're legit bummed out. Would you care if you went to a bank and everyone's dressed up?
No, I would think it was awesome.
Okay, I wrote down a few other places. Tell me if you would be okay if they dressed up on the day of Halloween, or would you be like, I don't know if I'm going to give you my business. You go to a lawyer. You have to sit down and talk some legal stuff, and everyone in the law firm is dressed up for Halloween. Do you like it, or do you think, all right, I don't know about this goofy place?
First of all, lawyers are way too stuffy to do that.
Yeah.
But if they did, I would like it.
You would? Okay, the guy comes in, he's dressed up as a zombie or Frankenstein.
I love my zombie lawyer.
Yeah, I think they do that. My dad, he's a lawyer, has his own little firm, and it's a goofy lawyer place, and he brings his dogs in, and their dogs running around.
Okay.
It's
all right.
so some do that.
You are getting ready to go into surgery, and your doctor comes in, and he's dressed up like, a werewolf. Are you okay with great surgeon, but are you a little put off that he or she is dressed up for Halloween?
Well, if it's the surgeon, then no, because the surgical room has to be sterile, and bringing in a werewolf costume is not sterile.
For the sake of the game, this werewolf costume is so sterile.
Right.
No,
She's trying to ruin all your fun.
Yeah, she is. This doctor is like Patch Adams.
You can't get a sterile werewolf costume.
No, you can't.
I
Actually.
don't.
All right, so
buy
you're
it.
out with that. The
Yeah.
surgeon can't be dressed up.
Surgeon, no.
Okay, your kid's teacher.
I love it.
Yeah.
I know costumes in the school is very controversial. Can Mags dress up?
I think the kids should be allowed to dress up, and the teachers as well.
It does. If we lived in a #BeCool world, anybody could dress up in the costumes, and I don't think it's even so much that it's like we're stuffy or we're not. It's just that, unfortunately, people are so easily triggered by some of these costumes that go on. And, there's just a story. There's a guy that was chilling out at the Hurricane Grill and Wings in Vero Beach in his Make America Great Again hat, and somebody comes up and spits in his face, and a big fight ensues. And so they're afraid that somebody's going to wear one of these kind of costumes that get somebody triggered. And the managers are like, look, I don't have to sort out a fight when we're trying to do business. And so there's been an incident, sadly. You always wonder, why do we have these rules? There's a story behind it. And there's probably one thing that happened, and it caused one fight somewhere in the corporate chain, or they read a story and they're like, you know what? I don't even want to deal with it. Just no costumes. It's easier.
The whole Make America Great Again hat, there's a ton of videos where someone's out, someone's either throwing it off, or there's a fight that ensues.
Yeah, I started saying a story in 2 days. There was a 14-year-old girl that went up and punched some guy in the face that was wearing one of the hats. And so they're like, if somebody wears any kind of inflammatory costume like that, then all of a sudden they've got... everybody's throwing chingas out there in the bank lobby, and they're like, all right, this is just not what we do. So
It's a little extra.
But
Yeah.
what is the reason why kids can't wear them in school? Is it because it's going to... Some people think it's demon?
I think every school is different. I think there's some schools that do allow it. They have Spirit Week and they wear costumes for that.
I remember being a kid back in Lake Park Elementary. Every single year we would have a costume contest in the classroom. I remember dressing up as a vampire.
Yeah, times have changed. It's because, people just, we blew it. We blew it. I mean, like the cool stuff, we've ruined it because, you got people that just can't be cool and you're going, all right, idiots. Now we got to take away the fun stuff because you can't be trusted with doing something fun like dressing up.
Well, I know when it comes to the holidays, all it takes is one or two parents to say, we do not believe in Halloween. This is terrible that you're teaching this to my kid.
Yeah.
And then they get and they're the ones that win. And that's something.
You're right.
I think part of it now is just the environment that we're in. Somebody texted in and said, I work for a bank and we don't allow costumes, especially from customers due to safety. You can imagine a bank that might be an issue.
The mask thing.
Yes, if we're dressing up, it encourages customers to come in with masks, and we can't differentiate between them and somebody who's potentially robbing us. So that's why some banks are like, we're not going to do that costume thing.
Safety schmafety.
Well, if this one bank's never had an incident, this is just the new management putting their foot in it.
Well, they've just seen enough at other banks to say, let's not do costumes here.
I get it. It just sucks.
I think the new management's weak.
I love it when people are all dressed up for Halloween. It just makes me happy.
Yeah, we got to get Ralston to dress up. Are you dressing up tomorrow, guys?
I went full gorilla this past weekend.
I know, but tomorrow's Halloween.
All right.
Please, I'll bring the candy and my costume. All you got to do is bring your costume. I'm not expecting much from Ralston.
No. In fact, what's on my mind here today is what you do with your free time. They said that the average person has 5 hours daily of free time, but we say, I don't have any free time because we fill it with a bunch of garbage and we try to legitimize it as something that we, have to do. They said a majority of that time we typically spend on our phones. And they're like going, I just don't have any time. Like, oh, no, actually, when we break it down, a lot of people do have free time.
They do.
Yes. Now, I know kids do put a crimp in that, run around with kids' schedules, that.
They ruin
for a lot of people,
all your free time and your fun. And
your life? Is that what you're saying?
There's just so much driving them around and picking up and taking and, it's a lot.
Yeah, I've been in that place when there's an age of kids that when they're in that zone, it's tough.
So tough.
So many activities they have.
That's why my mom never let me leave the house.
Your mom was smart.
She just didn't let me
I'm thinking about taking the Kay Pennington route.
Yeah. What would you say are the top ways what do you do? Like when you're not here and work is done, like what do you do if you have free time?
If I have free time, I nap.
Okay.
And I just get so happy when I see like a 2-hour window and I've got nothing going on. I can put on the TV. I can curl up in my bed and just nap. Oh, that's like so special.
Yeah.
Guitar for me.
Okay.
Constantly trying to get better, and I'll be practicing. That's usually what I do in my free time.
Okay. Yeah, and I watch sports.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah. So we all got our own little thing that we do.
That's my number one favorite thing to do in my free time. I do other things, but that would be my number one.
Yeah, I was like 5 hours. Wow.
I do not know what they're talking about with 5 hours.
Well, I think what it is, it's again one of those things, it's the average. Because, I look at my daughter and she has about 19 hours of free time every day. So... so I think it all is, it's a sliding scale.
Yes.
What does she do with the other 5 hours?
It's a slap. I'm tired. I'm so tired all the time. I'm just tired.
I wore myself out by the pool, so
my God.
I gotta go now.
I got a tan, Dad, and I am exhausted.
I got the roughest tattoo.
I was in the chair for 2+ hours.
So tired. What you got on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, I love this. Polk County tried to get it done for this school year, but they tried a little bit too late. So in Polk County, some officials there tried to launch a petition to cancel school on Friday. They were like, hey, it's Halloween on Thursday. We know the kids are going to be up late trick-or-treating and partying, and my kids do. They like to stay up late on Halloween night and get as much trick-or-treating in as possible. So Polk County was trying to suspend school on Friday, and they got the petition all the way before the school board, and people were listening to it. But unfortunately, because the school calendar was set a year in advance, they're not going to be able to do it this year. But they've talked about in future years, if Halloween falls on a school day where you have school the next day, people are talking about giving that day as a holiday.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think they absolutely should. Magnolia's going to have like 15 people over, and all these kids are going to be up till like 10 p.m. And then their parents are going to come get them. Then they're going to have to drive home. Like, these kids aren't going to go to bed legitimately till like 11 p.m.
There is nothing cozier than getting done with trick or treating. It's like 11:30 at night. You have all of this candy, nothing to wake up to in the morning, and you just eat, you sleep, and you watch horror movies.
You watch scary movies.
Yes.
You have fun with your friends. You can keep running around in your neighborhood if you want.
Yeah.
I plan on coming in Friday with a terrible candy hangover.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But I think all the school counties should look at this and say, hey, if it falls on a day when they normally would have school the next day, make it a holiday. We do it for Christmas. We do it for Thanksgiving. We do it for a lot of other holidays. Show me another holiday where kids are out running the streets at night.
Preach it.
There is none. We give it for Christmas, but Christmas doesn't have you out running the streets at night.
Yeah, I was talking to Mom yesterday, and she was talking about the struggles with it. And more and more people talk about it. She was up for doing something because she said, for us, if you work, by the time you go get your kids, and then, believe it or not, the kids come home with homework they've got to do on some nights when you got trick or treat, and
which
her
is
kids go,
also uncool.
Yeah, and her kids go to bed at 8:30, and she said, so how is all this going to work together where I finish my regular work day, get the kids, we get their homework done, you get the costumes, and they still get in bed by 8:30. She said it's just not a realistic time crunch.
It's 20 minutes of trick or treat, and nobody wants to live in a world with only 20 minutes of trick or treat.
I know a lot of teachers are driving around right now. They're heading into school or getting ready for school. Please hear us. Don't give the kids homework for Halloween night. Take a night off. Let the kids go out. No homework on the 31st. Can we get that going?
That should be step one at least.
Yes.
That should be step one. And then next year, step two, or maybe because next year it falls on what day? You talked about it. You figured it out.
It's on a Saturday.
It's a Saturday. So
yeah, because
next
it's
year,
a leap year.
Next year we're cool.
Yeah.
But then the year after that, it'll fall on a Monday.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll lose momentum because of next year. And, right where we are now, we won't be this enraged for 3 more years.
We shall not forget.
Yeah, we shall forget.
Oh, no, don't say that.
You know that there's going to be at least 1 or 2 teachers that want to see the world burn. Oh, you have a research paper due tomorrow.
Yeah.
And if you take joy from making your students miserable, it's time to retire.
Now keep
Kids
them
learn
on.
better when they're smiling. That's a true fun fact.
All of us are better when we're smiling.
Yeah.
Spread love, teachers.
Well, the teachers are texting and saying, look, we want the next day off too. November 1st is terrible. So a lot of teachers saying, hey, don't put us in the bad guy category. Trust me, we don't want to work either.
Not all teachers are. Most teachers are cool, but there's going to be a teacher probably listening right now. Definitely not going to drink on Halloween. Definitely going to judge the other teachers who do.
We only like teachers that drink.
They're going to give out a big old assignment on the 31st. Oh, yeah, you'll have a pop quiz on the 1st. Oh, that's going to be terrible.
Terrible.
Coming up here in a couple minutes, who would have known that this was the issue? Apparently, Halloween is bad for the environment. I did not know that. Exactly how is it bad for the environment, and why is it under attack? I'll tell you next. Fun-size candy. They say it's bad for the environment because we eat millions of them around Halloween each year, and apparently the wrappers never get recycled because it's not cost-effective. So those little wrappers just end up in landfills or in the ocean or, of course, in the mouth of a sea turtle. Yes. Every little piece of garbage we have on planet Earth somehow winds up in the mouth of a sea turtle.
Sea turtles love
They
garbage.
just love garbage.
You're right, man. They always have a picture of a sea turtle struggling.
There's always like a tire in his mouth.
Yeah, a tire.
Yeah, these dang sea turtles, man. Yeah, if you want to be more eco-friendly, they suggest handing out things like Nerds, Lemon Heads, Milk Duds, and basically all the candy we can't stand because it comes in cardboard packaging instead of plastic.
You just listed off 3 of some of the weakest Halloween
It
trends.
almost feels like the Lemonhead people are like going, okay, no one's buying our awful candy. What do? Oh, let's go after the fun-sized candy wrappers.
I mean, Nerds is
Get a sea turtle in here, stack.
Nerds is okay, but it is not a Halloween staple. I'm sorry.
No, terrible. So they do have some suggestions on what you can do to make Halloween better for the environment if this does ping at your conscience. They say you can make costumes out of things that you already have at home. That'd be
Okay.
reusing stuff. Get creative with it.
I like it.
Yeah, and I've heard and seen some pretty creative ones. Somebody had sent us in an email that somebody had, and they went as a snowflake. And another person they had like a millennial shirt on. They had bubble wrap around, like, please, I'm soft or something like that. You know?
That's adorable.
Yeah, it's just pretty cute, wasn't it? Yeah, so, you can do something like that. And I've even seen now some people have gotten pretty quick. You know, the guy that was at the World Series the other night, and he didn't want to drop his beers to catch the ball, so he used his chest.
Yes.
So you just walk around with a shirt, and you put a baseball in the front of it, and then you put 2 beers in your hand, so you can walk around double fisting the entire night, and you're the guy from the World Series.
Brilliant.
That's what I thought. See, that's an easy, usable costume.
And extremely topical.
Yeah, you just need a little ingenuity
I mean,
to
almost
put this together.
maybe too topical.
Those are so easy.
Yeah.
And literally, you have the stuff at your house.
Right. There you go. Bam, done. They say, too, you can hold a costume swap with friends, neighbors, other parents at school, especially if you got a kid that's growing out of the costumes. Don't throw them away or whatever. Just make sure that, you're saying, oh, I know somebody else that's got a kid that would fit in this costume.
Do you remember back in the day, we used to, like, if you were going as E.T., you would buy the E.T. costume, but it was a plastic, almost jumpsuit with that really cheap plastic mask with the rubber band on there?
Yes.
It could not have been good for the environment.
The rubber band would always snap.
Always snap.
It was held in there by the flimsiest, skinniest staple
Yes.
ever.
And the body never matched the character. It's like whoever designed the costume went rogue with how the body was supposed to look.
The body was always just like a plastic, cape.
Yes.
But it went all around you. You're like, this is just cheap.
E.T. never had a cape.
They say another thing you do, look for candy that comes in boxes instead of the plastic wrappers, brought to you by Lemonheads. And you could also use a pillowcase or a reusable canvas bag for trick-or-treating instead of one of those plastic pumpkins. They're saying those are all little things that you can do that are better for the environment.
Do milk duds anger you like they anger me? You put 4 of them in your mouth and you're chewing them for 90 minutes? I don't know, man.
I don't mind. It's a patient man's game.
I love milk duds.
But when you pop them in your mouth and you just let them sit for a while, then they're okay.
They're so good.
Overrated.
They take patience, though. That's the whole thing.
I ain't got time for that.
Exactly. See, like I said, if you don't have the patience, it ain't your candy. A couple little things here, too, to let you know. In the area, you can take all your candy wrappers to Loggerhead Marine Life Center in Juneau, and they'll take it and recycle it into school supplies like pencils and paper.
That's cool.
And several schools are participating, too, and there's a couple other drop-off locations where you can do this. Someone's saying, like at Elbridge Gale, they're collecting the candy wrappers, too. That's one of the schools there close to Wellington.
See, that's how you do it. You get the kids involved, get them excited for Halloween, then they're doing something good for the environment.
Amen.
I love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so a lot of people are doing that. So check and see if your school is doing that. Somebody said Western Academy Charter School in Royal Palm is collecting all candy wrappers. So send them to the school, and then we recycle them. So that's good.
See, that's the thing I think that the school board should make everybody do. Have them celebrate Halloween, but then have them learn something about the environment.
It's good. Yeah, you're right. And bring in a sea turtle.
Yes.
That's what we all need. Got some birthdays today, like Ivanka Trump. She's turning 38 years old today. Also, we got a birthday for a 16-year-old Aiden Bryan. I love you, Mommy, Sissy, Carly, and Lily. So there you go. They've been listening since the day we arrived in Palm Beach County.
Wow.
Yep. Fun stuff. Boy, they remember all the way back, making a dull country station into a great pop station.
Yay.
There you go. That is from Crystal. Thank you very much.
What was the name of the station? Do you remember?
Froggy?
That's right, Froggy. And I believe
Froggy Country.
Before that, it was WOVV.
Yeah, I think it was Star or something like that.
It was
wasn't
Star,
it?
but
Yeah.
it was, back in the day, it was WOVV. That was the hot station around.
Oh, it was,
Yeah.
huh? Okay. When little Bird was just a pup growing
Baby
up.
bird?
I remember hearing Jennifer Ross on the air as a kid.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, she's been around 30 plus.
Legend.
Absolutely. A few more quick birthdays. Lily from Mina, and also 14th birthday to our baby girl, Mariah Nicole from Mommy, Daddy, Stacy, Nick, and Leah. So there you go. And, of course, Lily and Taco.
Oh.
Yes, of course.
Cannot forget about those. Got a birthday you want it on the KVJ show? You can let us know. Mail at kvjshow.com. MAIL at kvjshow.com. Quinn wanted to kind of vent to us today and get our opinion on this. Apparently his wife wants to switch daycare. Something happened that she witnessed. That she says, we cannot bring our 11-year-old son back to this.
11-year-old or 11-month-old?
Sorry, yes.
If your 11-year-old's in daycare, you're
You
doing it
shouldn't
wrong.
bring him back to daycare. He needs to go somewhere else.
He needs to be in regular school.
Yes. So exactly what is it that his wife witnessed that has her so upset? We will find out coming up next. Is this a reason to switch daycares? Virginia, would you feel as passionately as Quinn's wife does? I think he's just looking at how difficult it's going to be to find another daycare and all these kind of things and saying, I don't know, maybe you're blowing this a little bit out of proportion. But maybe Virginia might say, Quinn, you don't get it because you're a man.
It's possible.
Okay.
It's been said before on this program.
So, Quinn, your wife is thinking about another daycare. What's the problem?
Yeah, so my wife wants to pull our 11-month-old son from his daycare.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because something she witnessed the other day.
Okay.
So when my wife dropped him off the other day, she handed him to our favorite worker, a girl by the name of Ashley.
Okay.
And Ashley always tells my wife, like, how cute our son is, how great he is, and she loves cuddling with him. And my wife really likes Ashley because it's like, okay, someone's actually genuinely cares, for her son.
Yeah.
So Ashley wasn't there last Thursday or Friday, but when my wife handed our son to her on Monday, Ashley said hello to my son and that mommy missed you.
Oh,
My wife, like...
Okay, so wait, let me get this straight. So Ashley takes your 11-month-old son, is like, oh, mommy missed you. And so Ashley's calling herself mommy?
Yes.
All right, you just go ahead and you tell the teacher you can't do that. And if you continue, I'm taking my kid out of your school.
Okay, so what did Ashley have to say about it? When did your wife say something to her? Or how did that did a conversation happen?
Yeah, so my wife kind of questioned her about it, and Ashley told her that she felt she was our son's daycare mommy.
Okay.
And my wife found this was, like, weird and all. I'm kind of on the same page as you. We just need to kind of confront her about it and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I told my wife just, like, to tell her that, she's uncomfortable with her saying to my son that call her mommy.
Yeah.
But my wife thinks it's already too late. Like, my wife thinks, oh, my son's already attached to this person. He's not going to, know anything different now.
Okay. Did she think, like, maybe Ashley has some kind of, like, weird obsession or something like that with your son? And it's...
Yeah, that's what she keeps saying. She keeps saying it's some unhealthy obsession.
Like she would, like, snatch him and steal him?
I don't think so, personally. My wife is kind of getting to that point, yeah.
She's getting a weird vibe.
It sounds like it's that whole, oh, you're my work wife kind of thing. People do that. That's what I think it sounds
I'm
like.
daycare mommy.
I'm daycare mommy.
It's kind of the other thing where it's like, especially if you've got an 11-month-old, attachments might be weird. And if he is spending a lot of time with Ashley, and Ashley is very affectionate towards your 11-month-old when he's there, and I can see, and it probably part of it's a jealousy thing. I would imagine, too, as a mom, and be like, okay, maybe you secretly are like going, wait, is my 11-month-old son going to love Ashley more than he loves me?
This doesn't have to be a big deal, though.
No. I mean, if you think that she has, like, some kind of crazy tick where she might...
Twick? What's a twick?
If you think she has some crazy tick where she might snatch your baby one day and steal him, that is awful, and I would definitely trust your gut if you feel that way. But if you're just getting extra love and she loves your kid as much as you do when you're not there, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
So I've pulled Rocco out of daycares before that didn't love him
usually
enough.
It's the other problem where
Right.
you feel like your kid's not getting enough attention, and now the problem is that Ashley's like, oh, come here to mommy, and Quinn's wife is all weirded out about this, and he's like, it's not that big of a deal. Why would we want to try to find another daycare? You're blowing this way out of proportion. So how does Quinn try to talk some sense to his wife so that she's like, stop this. This is insane.
Because this is really not a big deal.
This is tricky, though, because maybe the mom is catching some weird vibe that we're not catching.
You just don't understand because you don't have a mother's intuition.
Here, I don't understand.
I do like to respect a mother's intuition.
Oh, come on, Virginia.
I'm
I know.
sorry.
Even if someone's insane, believe me, just because you say you have an intuition doesn't mean you actually have
Mother's
an
intuition cannot trump what we've heard in this case, can we?
Yeah, I'm sorry, it can't.
I just think that it's a careful line that you can't cross. Looking at this daycare worker, does she love your son like a mother and treats him so special when you're not there? Or does she love him like she wants to steal him?
We gotta stop.
See, this whole thing is insane. When mother's intuition can step into insanity, and I think Quinn is like, I feel like my wife is putting her big toe in the insane pool, and I need to try to somehow get her away from this before she jumps all in.
Intuition's a real thing, and yes, many mothers have an intuition, but not everything is a mother's intuition. That is what a crazy person says.
This feels more to me like jealousy.
Well,
I think that Quinn's wife is jealous of Ashley, and she's like, I don't want my son to ever look at anyone else like another mommy, and like someone could replace me.
If that's the case, then I don't agree with her. If she is putting her ego
This doesn't seem
aside,
obvious, like that's the
it's
case.
pretty obvious.
but if she's not putting her ego aside, if she really fears that this person is going to snatch her kid,
She doesn't
my
fear
gosh.
that. Come on.
I don't know.
All of this horse crap. Oh, your intuition can be wrong.
Is there anybody that sees what Quinn's wife is saying and thinks, yeah, you know what? If you're feeling this,
Oh, you'll get crazies
then
calling.
maybe you
You'll
need
get-
to
you'll-
not
You'll get people
take your
calling.
baby back. But for me, if I'm Quinn, I'm like, like finding another daycare. We are in a groove. Our son loves Ashley. Why would we rock the boat right now? There's no reason to rock the boat. Everything's fine.
My whole thing is what happens when you get into a situation where you know it is crazy, the situation's crazy, and then you have somebody, guy or girl, go, my intuition
know.
says this.
If anything would ever happen, I'd never forgive myself. I just can't.
That's what goes through a mom's head.
Or dad's head. Stop acting like dads don't care about their kid. Not you.
They don't have the
Not
same
you.
kind of intuition.
I'm
It's
just
not as
saying, a mom is a lot more plugged in.
All right.
good. Okay.
Just because you're the mom does not mean you're always right. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Email Kevin if you
All
don't
right.
agree with me.
Quinn wants a little help. He wants sensible people to try to help him out.
Don't
Can
call.
we talk to Quinn's wife?
Okay, I don't know.
That, I think,
All right.
would be good.
Okay.
To figure out if this is ego-driven or if this is truly she feels like her kid could be in danger.
There's no way she feels like her kid's about to get kidnapped because she wouldn't bring the kid there. This is such an ego thing.
Yep.
If she thought that kid was about in any harm, she wouldn't be dropping
Ashley's
that kid off.
competing with her for
Exactly.
her kid's affection.
She wouldn't be. She
It's a
wouldn't.
mommy trophy.
It's a mommy trophy.
If it's ego, then it's wrong.
But there's no way it's not ego.
Yes.
There's no way it's not.
I agree, but I don't want sex. I don't get yelled at.
Look, see, Kevin listens. He's quiet.
That's because Kevin's walked the plank of marriage.
Kevin's married.
Yeah.
Yes,
He's been broken.
I've been in a Quinn situation about 8,000 times.
You can tell I'm
Rick,
single.
this is insane.
I got too much energy, too much passion.
877-979-WRMF. How do you solve these crazy problems for Quinn? Let us know on the KVJ show. Talking to Quinn a second ago, he doesn't think that he and his wife Ashley need to take their 11-month-old son to another daycare. When they went and apparently dropped the kid off, the woman who was there, actually it was Ashley, is the one who works at the daycare. She was like, okay, mommy's missed you. And so the daycare worker, whose name is Ashley, is kind of referring to herself as mommy. And Quinn's wife, who I guess is named Denise, and I think Denny's been talking to Quinn and Denise, and I think they've been fighting in the background. So I think
Denny's and Denise.
You gotta hear Denny's fight. It's something else.
yeah, so I think actually she's going to come on here in just a second after she heard her husband on the radio. So we'll see what she has to say. But there are a lot of people, it sounds like, that are kind of backing her up. Some of the text coming in says, this woman, Ashley, at the daycare shouldn't be calling herself mommy. Just tell her you'd rather not have her use mommy and watch her response. Hopefully it'll be all cool with that.
But that's really all it really needs to be. Mm-hmm. Just talk to her. Say, look, I'm not comfortable with it. You're paying money, first of all.
Somebody said, listen, you're the daycare worker. You do not tell the 11-month-old that you're his mommy because he might start calling her mommy. I usually agree with Jaber, but he's not getting it on this one.
All I'm saying is this doesn't have to be a big deal. You can sit down and talk, and if the teacher freaks out, take the kid out of the school. My whole thing is Virginia is like, oh, she's going to take the kid, and the kid's going to be, if you think the kid's going to be kidnapped. We're not at that level, y'all. I was raised in a house where things were always at the DEFCON level.
And did you get kidnapped? No. So maybe DEFCON kept you safe.
Oh, there's times where I wanted to get kidnapped. It seemed like a lot more fun than being locked up in the house, honestly. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be the end of the world. That's all I mean. I get it. And no, I'm not saying intuition's not a real thing. You just can't always hide behind intuition.
Sarah in Boca said, I worked in daycare for 7 years in an infant room, and I love my babies. Not once did I ever want one of them to call me mommy. That is inappropriate and weird. They should definitely tell the daycare director and have another conversation with the teacher. So there you go. They're saying go right to the boss man on that. And also the debate about women's intuition. Should you trust it? And
sometimes.
a lot of moms are backing it up.
I just want to know more. I feel like if the mom is coming from a place of just insecurity, it's one thing. And if she feels weird because another woman is having her kid call them mommy, that is weird, and I get it. And you should be like, wait a minute, what's going on here? But if you feel like this bee is crazy and could snatch your baby.
But if that was the case, you would be bringing your kid to the school every day. I mean,
I think it's her point. She's like, let's not be bringing the kid to the school every day.
She wants to stop going there over it.
Another daycare. That's it.
And people are yelling.
Yelling at
Denny's.
Allison is on here from Wellington. Do you agree with Quinn's wife, or do you think Quinn is right saying, pump the brakes on this? It's not really that big of a deal, at least not big enough to take our 11-month-old son to another daycare.
Good morning, guys. How are you? I happen to agree with his wife 100%. I think that's definitely crossing boundaries. You don't refer to yourself as somebody else's kids as mommy. There's nothing wrong with loving a child, but that's confusing for an 11-month-old.
Mm-hmm.
Mommy is reserved for mommy. It's not for anybody else. And I think she just crossed the line. I don't think it's appropriate.
Is it enough that you would would you ship the kid off to another daycare now to get the kid away from Ashley?
I would maybe try to put him in another classroom with another teacher. If I was happy with the daycare, I would see if I could try to maybe switch the kid to class first before I did that.
Okay.
If I had to switch the daycare, I would.
Okay. All right. We've got Tasha on here from Port St. Lucie with her thoughts on this. What did you want to say, Tasha?
Hi, guys. I definitely think that it's wrong.
Okay. Is it enough that you take an 11-month-old out of that daycare to another one?
100%. I've had 3 kids and I've dealt with daycares. Think of it like your best friend that you could trust with your child, love them like you do, started telling your child to refer to them as mommy. Would that not throw some signs off?
I don't know. All I keep reading is about how wrong I am.
Yeah.
You don't have kids, J-Bird.
I'm either saying, J-Bird, you're so wrong, or you don't have kids. Sit down.
You've never birthed a baby, J-Bird.
You've never even held one. That's not true, I have.
Somebody said, I would have punched that woman right in the face. That child is hitting its time and development where it needs to know who it's calling and when it calls for somebody, that person. Yeah, our new texting service is terrible. I got 10 more texts and it just went away.
Aww.
So anyway, but yeah, they're very violent on that one. So we'll work on that. I believe that we have got here, is this Denise? Now, Denise, I believe, is Quinn's wife. Do we have that? Is that on? Okay. All right. So this is Denise right here. Hello, Denise.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Okay, so I want to kind of get your take because we just heard from your husband, Quinn, a second ago, and he was saying that because of this woman, Ashley, and calling herself mommy in front of your 11-month-old, that you're thinking about taking the kid to another daycare. And we were wondering about jealousy. Now, could you admit that you're just kind of jealous of Ashley and you're thinking that, okay, your 11-month-old is going to look to Ashley as being the mom and not you? Is that what's going on here, Denise?
No, absolutely not. I feel like Ashley is completely out of line. She's challenged me to this unspoken mom off, and she's trying to be a better mom to Jackson than I am. It didn't just start with this. This was just the straw that broke the camel's back. She's always making comments to me about like what he likes. Like, I don't know. She comments on his food, the clothes he wears, telling me when he looks cute, or scolding me. One time, actually, because she said the material on his shirt gave him a rash. And she's not like this with any of the other kids there. No, just my son.
Yeah, that's creepy. I would totally switch daycare.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
It is weird.
And I'm not saying Ashley's up to something sinister or anything like that. But I don't like this situation, and I want Jackson out of it. But you know what? In the beginning, I did really like her because I thought the attention was amazing. And then this just became a problem when I heard her telling him to call her mommy. Like, no.
So it's almost like, and I almost wonder if you could do a psychological evaluation of this woman, Ashley, the fact that she's going to Denise and be like going, okay, so Jackson likes this. This is the kind of food that he eats. I think he should be eating this. That's kind of weird.
She's fixated. She's not doing this with the other kids. It's weird.
Yeah, somebody texted in too, said I had to speak to the director of my child's daycare because they would all kiss him on the cheek, and I told him that I love how much they love my son, but for health reasons, I prefer if they didn't kiss him. So sometimes,
I get it.
You think it's good, and maybe you can have a conversation. But yeah, there are enough troubling signs here from Ashley that you'd be going, I don't know.
And once again, we have to trust a mother's intuition.
Jay Bird, you're so wrong. Maybe if you had a kid, you could speak on this. Shut up.
Yeah.
Jay Bird, you're wrong usually, but today, so wrong.
Wrong. Okay.
Jay Bird, you're a moron.
Oh,
Your music sucks. Why are you so fat? I mean, guys, I just had an opinion.
I mean, let's calm down now.
Yeah, somebody said I had a nanny that did the same thing when I had her help me with my twin. She started to call herself mommy.
Whoa.
And everything I told her to do, she did the opposite. So
it's messed up. And there's crazy, crazy people out there. And this happens a lot where women, maybe without children, get fixated on yours. And it's real. When you see the signs of it, you need to acknowledge it and figure out what you can do to keep everybody safe and to keep your kid out of this weird circumstance where this girl wants to be his mommy. He's got a mommy.
Yeah. There you go. All right,
what Virginia said.
And we flipped him, guys. We have flipped the bird officially.
No.
He's now on Team Mummy.
No, I stand by many of my comments still. I'm taking the heat. I'll take it.
Yeah. So more people, sorry, Quinn, are agreeing with your wife, Denise, and saying, yes, definitely have a conversation with the director and watch that. They don't like the situation. And
just be careful, too, because now you go to her boss and you rat on her and you make her mad. Who knows how she's going to treat your kid? Nothing worse than a teacher who's mad at your kid because of what you did. Trust me, I know this realm.
Well, because you really usually make teachers mad.
I did with Magnolia. Her kindergarten teacher hated me and punished Magnolia because of it.
Who would ever hate you? I don't. That's weird. You're such a sweetheart.
Yes. Coming up here in a couple minutes, I want you to think about this. Okay, imagine if you are Ashley now, and the daycare director is sitting you down and saying, yeah, about you addressing yourself as mommy with some of these kids, you need to talk your way out of it. Can you do it? I'm going to put Virginia in the role of Ashley to see what she would say coming up next.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
How good are you at talking your way out of something?
Depends on what it is.
See, I always like to know if the boss is going to be calling us out on something. I try to get as much information as possible. I want to think it through. I want to be prepared, because to me, the worst is when you're not expecting anything at all. And it could be something that you really legitimately did wrong. But then when they ask you about it and you're just like, and you're on the spot and you're like worried about your facial expressions and what you're going to say and how you're going to handle yourself.
Well, the worst is when you walk away from the situation and you're like, oh, I should have said A, B, C, and D, and I said none of that.
Do you remember being in school where you'd have that one teacher that always knew you didn't read, and it would ask you to explain something. All right, Virginia, tell us about Chapter 8 and about the economic growth of the 1920s here in the States.
Well, in the 20s, there was a huge growth.
Yeah, and you have to BS your way.
So this is kind of my question here. Let's say that you are caught in a situation where you have your boss sits you down, or maybe it could be a spouse, could be a friend, but they're calling you out on something. Can you talk your way out of a tough situation?
This is a game of acting.
Yes, it is. So, Virginia, have a seat.
Okay.
I understand that you have been trying to get some of our students to call you mommy, and you've been telling their mom what kind of food they want to eat, and you've been critiquing the kind of clothes they bring their kids to school. And what do you have to say about that?
No, I mean, this is all actually twisted around right now. I would never, ever have a kid call me mommy. I was just gonna play mommy with them. We were playing a game of house. They were the kid and I was the mommy. We play here a lot, and this was a game. This was not real.
So you're not asking this kid to call you mommy for real?
No, not for real. It's just a game. This is a beautiful daycare facility, by the way, may I point out. And here, I know you encourage us as the teachers to play with the kids. We just play house.
Are you buying it, Jay-Bird?
Well, I'm the assistant principal, and I think she's been drinking, and
Yes.
she seems.
Should we fire her?
Yeah, she needs
Okay.
to. No, there's no
Mental evaluation?
It's not good. We'd be better off as a school and a district to let her go.
Okay, Jay-Bird, I have one for you.
All right, what's my scenario?
I need you to try to talk your way out of this. Apparently, the struggle has been real about trying to lose the weight. You got a treadmill and everything else, and you're trying to fit into the Dolphins uniform a little bit better, and so you've gone to Weight Watchers now.
Is this a game or just insults?
Just close to home.
Yeah, I mean, jeez.
So you're in this program, and we've been monitoring your weight, and you're supposed to be doing all these things by the book. And I understand that you just came in this week, and you've put on 4 pounds in 1 week. And we just want to know why you're not following the program and why you're not taking this seriously.
I've been severely depressed, and let me tell you why. I just lost my uncle, Gary. He's no longer with us.
Gary.
I have a very sick dog.
Yeah.
Barry.
And I got to tell you, just the world has just thrown its axe right in my face, and the only comfort I have.
Did you say axe or ass?
Axe. Oh. It's throwing its.
World's ass is big and doesn't smell great.
I'm struggling. I'm not gonna lie. I'm struggling. It's led to some drinking that I'm not proud of. I'm not proud of any of this.
Okay.
And that's why I have gained so much weight. In fact, right now, I kind of want to eat you. That's how hungry I am. The struggle is real, and I'm so sorry.
And I'm also coming out of the closet.
Do you? I don't know. Did I come through?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's hard. Well, I don't know what you can say when you got Gary and Barry both banged up.
I mean,
Gary's dead. Barry's not doing much better.
I mean, Barry is on death's door.
Yeah.
Gary's gone.
I'm reeling with Uncle Gary.
I think maybe you cut him a week's worth of sympathy and just say you need to get back on track.
But out of the two, who did better? You don't have to say it. Your look says it all. It was the Birdman. Okay.
Okay, I have got a new scenario here for Virginia. Let's see if Virginia can talk her way out of this. Okay. You've been tearing it up a little bit too much, and Panda's like, look, I don't think you can stop drinking even for a week. And you're like going, are you serious? Of course I can stop drinking.
And everyone laughs.
So you have yourself a drink, you have a glass of wine, and just you got a little forgetful, and you left the wine glass in the sink with a little bit of wine in it, and Panda comes home and finds it.
Oh, this is easy.
Okay, you aren't supposed to be drinking here, but Virginia, so you said you couldn't quit drinking, and now I found a wine glass in the sink, and I smelled it. It's got remnants of wine in it. So you can't even stop drinking just for a day, huh?
Well, I mean, I'm going to take the Shaggy defense. It wasn't me.
It wasn't you.
Our new neighbor that I like, she's also a mom down the street. She loves to have wine. So she came over and I poured her a glass of wine. I had water and she had wine. She didn't even finish it. And then she was gone. And she was only here like 30 minutes. So she only had one glass. But that's not mine. It was hers.
Oh, wow. Okay, that was pretty good, huh?
Until you sit by her, she reeks like a bar. She smells like a brewery.
I thought her excuse was great, though. I believed it. That was pretty good. All right, Jaybird, this could be the tiebreaker, and we'll let people vote on who's better at talking their way out of a tough situation. Okay. You've just gotten pulled over. Flat top cop.
Ugh.
And I'm a little suspicious of what's going on here. There's been a report that there could have been an abduction that just happened, and your car matches the description given by this. I look in the back of your Saturn, and what do you know? I find a dead body in your trunk. Explain yourself.
Well, officer, I drive a truck, so the fact that I'm in a Saturn is alarming. It's alarming. I don't know how I got in here. Clearly, I've been drugged. And, now that I think about it, I was drugged. There was this woman.
And you're driving?
Well, she's always wearing a black dress. And she lives in DeQuesta. I went there to drop off some supplies. Next thing you know, there's a dead body in my car. I'm driving a Saturn. Yeah, I have been done in by a witch.
So you're telling me that a real live witch has drugged you, and now you're driving someone else's car that isn't yours, and what is your relation to this dead body?
So that question is a great question.
That's my Uncle Gary.
Is she answering for me? See what the witch does.
He just
I think the flat top got the bird.
No.
He's falling apart here.
I wasn't
He's
done.
falling apart. I don't think I'm buying any of this, Virginia.
She starts to
Oh,
talk.
you're in the back of the car. You're no way. You're up the river.
Honestly, this is a person she works with as well. It's a salesperson. She doesn't like the salespeople.
That's a possibility.
Oh, now Virginia's going to incriminate herself. That's the only way you're getting out of this.
I got her. I got her to turn on herself.
People are saying that they think Virginia would be better at talking them out of a tough situation, but
Just period.
yeah.
Oh.
But people were saying that you were given an unfair situation. Who could talk their way out of the cops finding a dead body in the trunk of their car?
Oh, once again, Ricky Ralston stacks the deck for the witch. Denny's is Kevin Virginia before KVJ.
Denny's, let's say, for instance, I'm a flat top cop and I pull you over.
All right, so it's like every time I'm driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a dead body in your trunk. Can you tell me what the dead body's doing in your trunk?
I'll be like, well, it was alive when it was in there.
I
don't know what happened to him.
When I kidnapped him, he was alive.
He was still
Why
alive.
is he bleeding from his neck? What's his knife?
He's
in
still
his
drunk
back?
just 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, he was alive. It was a prank. He must have died. I feel bad.
Aw.
He wanted to ride back there.
I'd
say this was. I'd be like, this isn't even my car.
Yeah, I thought you were going to be doing the whole, he pulls you over while you're speeding. So I was getting ready to go do the whole poopy cramp scenario.
Oh, yeah.
You threw the dead body in there. It really did
Well, I
throw
gave
me
you the
off.
speeding one last week. I'm not going to give you the same one twice.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you pooped yourself last week. Remember?
That's always the excuse. If
I
you
pooped
get,
myself.
you get pulled over by a flat top cop, just say you crapped your pants. 50% chance that you will.
How
still
often
get a
does
ticket.
that work everywhere in life?
I wonder how often people use that.
Yeah.
If you are a police officer, I've heard you're about half the time they'll let you off. If you can absolutely prove.
Especially if you get a cop that has also pooped himself at some point in his life. I think until you've pooped yourself, you don't understand how rough it can be.
Yeah.
There's one scenario where you'll never get. You're going to get a ticket. If you get pulled over by a motorcycle cop that has a flat top, you are done. He may even take you to jail.
Okay. All right. So just use the excuse that you pooped yourself if you wind up in a tough situation, like the boss sits you down, you lost the company $50,000.
Poop yourself.
I've done that before, and I think I might have.
Excuse me, I've just pooped myself.
Actually, in that situation, I don't think it helps. Actually.
No, it doesn't. No, probably not.
Drama, you got drama and you gotta tell all. You love to complain about your pain, ain't you? You're Facebook fishing.
Well, Trina is just sick of homeless people hitting her up for money, and she goes venting about it on a social media platform. Jaybird, I'll let you play the role of Trina here
Love
today.
it.
Virginia, you're going to be Mark. Denny's will be Lexi.
Okay.
Sexy Lexi.
Yes, she is.
And I'm just going to play a guy named Tim. Okay. All right. So here we go with Trina venting her anger.
I am so sick of homeless people all up in my business.
What happened? Did one of them approach you?
No, nothing like that. I'm just tired of driving past them. Just so sick of it.
I'm sure they are sick of being homeless.
Yes.
Don't even, Lexi. They all just out there gaming the system.
Really? So there are no homeless people whatsoever who are actually homeless and in need?
Maybe there are some, but most of them treat begging like a full-time job. It must be nice.
It must be nice. What is wrong with you? They are legitimate people who are struggling, and do you think they're playing a game?
Shut up, Lexi. Just shut up. No. You know there's no homeless problem here.
Actually, Trina, there are homeless people here.
Yeah, whatevs. You just know everything, don't you, Tim?
I don't know everything, but I was homeless for almost 2 years. Right? I'm confused.
Sorry, because I had
get her,
Denny's
Tim.
under the Tim. Yes, Denny's jumped on my roll there. Yes, I don't know everything, but I was homeless for almost 2 years on the roll of Tim.
Get it, Tim.
I'm not out to get anyone. I'm just thankful I have a roof over my head now.
Not that I don't believe you, but how exactly did you end up homeless?
I was working as a subcontractor for a construction company and I broke my foot. I didn't have enough money to afford health insurance at the time. The bills started stacking up and I couldn't work to pay them and I couldn't pay my rent. I was evicted and with no family left and few friends, I was out on the street.
You couldn't find another job?
Nope. I must have filled out 100 applications all over the place. Eventually, the pain in my foot and the depression over the situation got the best of me. I lived in the woods for almost 22 months, okay? If it wasn't for the kindness of strangers, I would have starved to death.
Okay, I'm just going to take myself out of this thread. Tim, wish you the best.
Hey, Trina, have anything to say about your friend Tim being homeless?
Just because I have one friend who happened to be homeless doesn't mean the rest of them ain't just playing us.
OMG, you are just cold and heartless.
But at least I got all my spare change.
Oh. Okay.
Jeez.
So they start ripping on the homeless, and then Tim jumps in and says, I had a legitimate reason to be homeless.
I think we all can agree, too, the weak link in that script was Virginia.
So I had a buddy of mine that was talking to me, and he said, I was at the gas station. This guy pulls in, and he's got two small kids, which are in the front seat, and that's the first reason why I noticed, because they really shouldn't have been in the front seat.
Right.
And he's like, my radiator's busted, and I got to get these kids to their mom's house in Port St. Lucie, and I don't have enough money for gas. Will you fill up the gas for me? And he's like, yeah, sure. He's like, he gave him $20. And then he said, you know what? Same guy pulled up to me, the same gas station a week later and said the exact same thing to me.
Wow, it happened to him 2 weeks in a row?
Those kids are his ticket to free gas.
I was like,
they use kids sometimes. I've seen it before.
I was like, wow. And he was just like, you did this same thing to me last week. And he's like, well, you know what? It did happen to me last week. And he's like, I can't remember, everybody that, gave me money, but thank you.
I can't remember because
I'm hammered driving these kids around.
Yeah.
Well, I told you about the one dude hanging out at the Walmart asking for change and then tried to open my door.
It's scary,
It's
man.
real scary.
I would have called the cops if I saw a guy doing that racket with the kids in the front seat. I'd have been like, somebody come out here and check on who's watching these kids.
They do that sometimes. They'll have the news go out there and kind of stalk the person. There was that one woman who acted like she was pregnant and she wasn't pregnant, and they caught her taking out her fake baby bump out.
If I had to say, that's probably the most impressive scam that I've seen, somebody trying to get money. Because, I think when you prey on that and, like, I'm pregnant and I'm out here, then, I think I even gave her money.
Well, there was a girl, here by the racetrack.
That was the best one I've ever seen.
She was 7 months pregnant for 14 months. So you do the math.
Add the 7, take away.
Or don't do the math. This is a fun day. I'm sure that Jaybird is going to participate in. Did you know that today is National Text Your Ex Day?
Oh, my God.
How terrible is that?
So what do you do? Just text your ex and go, hey, thinking about you?
If I was you, I would not leave my phone laying in the studio.
I accidentally FaceTime my ex walking Chewy one time, and I'm just walking, and I mean, I hadn't talked to her in a long time, and I guess my phone scrolled down to I don't know what happened, so I'm just walking, and I just hear her voice coming out of my pocket. Go, what is happening right now? Chewy's looking around.
I'm sure you handled it very coy.
No, it was not. It was not handled the right way. You heard a lot of, I didn't turn this off.
And then she's looking at you because it's FaceTime as you disconnect the call.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody's going to participate in this today and celebrate National Text Your Ex Day, but if you do, and you have, for instance, like an ex that you haven't talked to since your breakup, and you just shoot him a real quick, hey, what up? And you get an interesting response, screenshot that and send it to us.
Okay, I thought we were doing some kind of like text your ex, sudden death, a loser's got to text it.
No, my
So
gosh,
we've
no.
texted all of Jason X's from his phone.
Yeah, and we're going to read off their responses,
Oh my
and you
gosh.
get to guess which ex it was based on how they responded to your text message of, so what are you doing later?
Who responds favorably and who responds angrily?
I don't know. Hopefully there's not too many angry ones out there. I mean, there's always going to be one.
There's always a couple angry ones.
Yeah, because you get on the air and make them angry, you psycho.
All right, so if you are brave enough to do that, or you do it for some reason, you get an interesting response, definitely make sure you screenshot that and send it to us. Also, coming up here in a second, we got another round of Who is Legit? Are we doing Hoes today? Is that what we got? Are we doing Ho today? Is it Ho Day? Yeah, so what we got is we got somebody legit. Now, we've gotten a lot of great emails. If you've got something interesting you can stand for. Last week we had a drug dealer. This week it's Ho Day today, Denny's. Is that right?
Yeah, well, we're going to do, stripper dancer. I don't know what the proper term is. That's what I
Definitely.
Okay, well,
It's
there's
not
a
stripper
definite
dancer?
difference. Yeah.
Definitely not ho.
Yeah, it's not Ho Day then, yeah.
Not
okay,
Ho
so
Day.
it's just somebody who has been a dancer. They take the clothes off and they dance around for the men folk.
Yep.
Question.
Or the lady folk.
Are we doing straight up just is it topless or is it a we bear all kind of a situation?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
that
you
might
guys
be,
can ask them.
That might be one of the things that you ask, because what it is, we want to get somebody on here that will act and is a good actor, or I guess we need actress today, that can play the role and think that they can talk their way and make us believe that they're actually a stripper when they, in fact, have never spent one day on the pole.
Do you want one fake person or two fake people?
So one fake person, one real person. We decide which one's legit.
Okay.
Yeah. Good morning. Okay. All right. Who is legit? That is the question that we have here. All right. The question that I've got for both ladies first. What was your signature song that you would dance to, Nene Leakes? The one that just was the one you would crush and had your best routine to?
I want to say it was a rock song. I can't remember the name, but it was, I think it was Go Down, The Way You Go Down by Nickelback.
Okay. All right.
Nickelback, it's turned everybody on.
Yeah. Okay, Virginia. Amber Rose, I'm sorry. What is your song?
Yeah, Move to Miami by Pitbull and Enrique Iglesias. #1 song, always go to.
Move to Miami.
I already know who the stripper is.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you got it.
Not even close.
Not even close? Okay, Virginia, you're trying to figure out which of these two is a legit exotic dancer, at least back in the day.
There you go, Kev.
Yes, not stripper, exotic dancer. Okay, all right, Virginia.
Have you ladies seen the movie Hustlers? And if so, how do you think that translates? Is that the way it is in real life, or is that just a movie?
Virginia, you're thinking people have actually seen the movie Hustlers?
What a terrible question. Big killer. What if they never saw the movie?
If I was a stripper, I definitely would have seen the movie.
Nene, have you seen the movie?
I have not.
Okay. Amber Rose, have you seen the movie?
No, I haven't.
Okay, all right.
Big killer. It's a
Terrible question. Sorry.
All right.
Okay, Jaber, what is your question here for our exotic dancers?
Nene, tell me how much would you charge per lap dance?
$50.
$50 what? Per hour? Per song? Per drink?
Per song.
50 hours per song.
50 hours per song? What?
For 50
Oh,
$50.
no, $50
Sorry, 50
per song.
Who's killing bits now?
Oh my gosh. Can I just play it for all of you? Okay.
Sometimes I think and can't talk at the same time. It's a weird problem to have, especially on the air.
Yes.
Yes. How much do you charge per lap dance?
It was $50 for Nene. How much for you, Amber?
So I don't actually do lap dances. If I did, they would just be whatever tips I make.
Really?
Interesting.
No lap dances.
Okay. Since Virginia blew her question, I want to ask one more here. Nene Leaks, that's what we're calling you here for Who is Legit in this bit. But what name did you actually use when you were in the club?
Jalen.
Jalen. Okay. Amber Rose, what was your dancer name legit?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on the air, but it's like Ziggy Stardust. It's just instead of Ziggy, it's
Oh, okay.
two things on the chest.
Oh. It rhymes with pretty, Kev.
Yeah. Okay.
I like it.
Interesting. Interesting.
It's this, right?
Okay. Oddly enough, I feel like I flip-flopped here from where I started off on who I thought was legit to who I think now is legit.
Kevin, this is such a slam dunk, easy.
It's a slam dunk?
It's slam dunk.
Okay, all right. Who is this? Is it Nene Leaks that's the legit exotic dancer, or is it Amber Rose?
It's Amber Rose.
I'll bet all of our faces on it. It's definitely Amber Rose.
I started off thinking it was Nene Leaks for some reason. I don't know
Really?
why. Yeah, I don't know why.
No.
And then I've come all the way around to Amber
Doesn't
Rose.
remember our top song? Come on, we all know our stripping song. I'm sorry, our dancing song.
Yes. Amber Rose, are you the legit exotic dancer?
I do burlesque, but yes.
Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay, very nice. And Nene, what do you do as a profession?
I'm a phlebotomist.
Of course you are.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I've got something for you, Nene, for helping us out here. And again, if you want to do a round of who is legit, we do need somebody to be legit, have an interesting profession we might want to ask about, and then somebody who can play the role of who is not. Now, Amber Rose here, the burlesque, I've seen that before. That's kind of like, is that kind of like a higher level of dance and performance, Amber, would you say, than regular exotic dancing?
I don't know if it's higher level. There's more of a performance quality to it. So, like, we do shows. I don't just work, at nights or things like that. There's a theme that we lean into. We have props and costumes and stuff like that.
Question, now, is it just the top is it just a topless thing, or is it completely naked?
So we have to wear pasties legally, and then we usually get down to G-strings. One of the performers that I work with, there's a thing that covers down there that she gets down to, but we do tend to take, like, pants off and stuff.
And can you say where do you do this currently, or is this something you used to do?
Oh, no, I do it now. I live in Fargo, North Dakota.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
So you're in North Dakota right now? What's outside your window right now?
High of today is 33. There's no snow yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some flurries, today, tomorrow, something like that.
Wow.
How about that? There
I almost
you go.
feel like I'm there.
You got the hat for it.
I bet you wish you were.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
She sounds fun.
Yes. Well, Amber Rose, thank you very much for coming on and talking to us about burlesque today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Okay, you're very welcome.
Great fun.
Yeah, it is fun. I like doing that, trying to figure out exactly who is who.
Me and the Witch tried to ruin it for you. We were working hard at trying to take that bit.
We'll get you next time, Kevin.
Yes. So people are saying burlesque and exotic dancing is not the same thing.
Oh, I knew you were going to get that comment.
Yeah, so there you go. Okay, we're trying to figure it out.
Oh, you're gonna get emails on that.
Mm-hmm. Well, there we go. Well, we're learning, aren't we? It's not the same thing. Hey, you want to see the video? It's on the KVJ Show YouTube channel to this song, Virginia the Witch.
This is the story of Virginia the Witch. She'll take the toughest man on earth and turn him into a bitch. She flies around all over the town, hopped up on liquor, wearing a black gown. Don't give her champagne or you'll soon regret, cause the more the witch drinks, the stronger the witch gets. It's a bird, it's a plane. No, it is a chick, and that chick on that broomstick is Virginia the Witch. Virginia's a witch, there is no doubt. All of South Florida better look out. Virginia the Witch is coming for you, and there's nothing that you can do. She's got a witchy nose, she's got a witchy laugh, she's got witchy farts coming out her witchy ass. Don't give her gassy foods or you'll soon regret, cause the more the witch farts, the stronger the witch gets. So if you hear that witchy laugh, you better start praying, cause you're about to get attacked. You better be suspicious of this witch because she is vicious. She eats men up for breakfast because she thinks men are delicious. Virginia's a witch, there is no doubt. All of South Florida better look out. Virginia the Witch is coming for you, and there's nothing that you can do.
Step off, bitch, cause I'm one badass witch. I'll burn you up worse than a case of jock itch. There's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide. I'm gonna stare you down with my big pink eye. I'm Virginia the Witch, there's nothing you can do. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little Denny's too.
Oh, bummer.
Virginia's a witch, there is no doubt. All of South Florida better look out. Virginia the Witch is coming for you, and there's nothing that you can do.
What do you think is the best horror movie of the past 20 years? If you had to say.
Clowns have murderous ways.
Okay, that's a great submission.
If we take it seriously, it's definitely so much blood.
Yeah.
I love. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank, and it's about The Conjuring. The Conjuring is a great horror movie. It's a great ghost movie, I should say.
Okay.
Is that what it's about?
Yes,
Ghosts?
and it's based on a real thing, and it's just really well done.
Forbes came out with a list of the best 50 horror movies of the past 20 years. There's been a lot of good ones made. They got The Conjuring in at number 9.
It's solid.
On their list. Yeah, that is in there. I have not even heard of the one that's number 1, but I am not a horror movie fan. It's called Hereditary.
I haven't seen it.
Okay. You heard of it?
No.
Okay. At number 2, they got one called The Witch. Virginia, there you go.
Okay, let's get it.
I haven't heard of that one either.
Taking our act.
Number 3, they've got Sinister, The Wailing at number 4, and The Babadook at number 5.
That was pretty good.
What was that one about?
The Babadook. It's about that creature.
Okay.
The Babadook.
The Babadook. I don't know.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I did. It was good. I'm just trying to remember how it went.
Okay.
But the Babadook, because were they British in the Babadook movie? I think they're British.
Okay.
They British in
Well,
Babadook?
that alone is horrific.
Yeah, I believe it was an English film, but you invite the Babadook in, and then you can't get rid of him.
That's what it is.
Oh my gosh, sounds like relatives.
Yeah, I got an Uncle Babadook.
I know a couple people like that, yeah.
That movie was really good, though.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. Some of the other ones that I have heard of that they've got in their top 50, Get Out is at number 6.
That was good. That was definitely good.
Okay. They've got Dawn of the Dead at 10.
That's good.
They have A Quiet Place at 15.
I did not love A Quiet Place. I thought it was all right. It got so much hype. It was, I don't know. I didn't love it. Am I the only one that saw it?
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
I'll debate myself. Jay Bird, that was a good movie. No, it wasn't.
Cabin in the Woods is number 17. I was surprised to see it all the way down at 19 on their list of the top 50 horror movies of the past 20 years.
So I like the remake of It. I thought it was good. I haven't seen part 2.
Yeah.
Oh, is that out to rent for Halloween or buy?
I think so.
Is it to rent? Because it came out not long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might not be rent yet. I know you can buy it early.
I think you could just get it early, Danny.
Which I don't understand. I'm going to buy it early and still watch it on the same day it comes out.
No, what they do is they sell it on.
Yeah.
You know, you have your cable provider.
Yeah.
You're able to buy it about 3 weeks. They'll have it out there for you can buy it, and then they'll have it available to rent in 4 weeks. They make you wait.
Okay.
If you really want to see a movie and you don't want to wait 3 weeks,
you buy the whole thing, and
they're hoping you have a few whiskeys and that you just ate a bunch of pizza and you want something cozy to watch.
Can they see you in your house?
They know how to get me.
Yeah, so Cabin in the Woods, 17. They have then It, 19. 28 Days Later. Oh, that was a rehab movie.
28 Days. 28 Days Later is the one where the guy wakes up in the hospital after the zombie apocalypse.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
What's the one with Brad Pitt? Is that zombie?
World War Z.
The opening of World War Z is horrifying.
That movie's pretty intense.
It's intense, I should say. It's about zombies, Virginia, and it gets going real quick.
That one starts off fast.
I'm a pass.
You should come over tomorrow. Let's have a movie-thon.
No.
Snacks will be provided by the bird.
I got to get ready for trick or treat.
I'll get you sushi. All right.
And they got The Ring at number 23 on the list of the top 50 best horror movies of the past 20 years.
Solid flick.
Ring's good.
What is that one about?
The Ring, it's if you watch a VHS, it's an old VHS that gets passed around. If you watch it, you die in 7 days after watching it.
It's horrifying, Kevin. It's about a wedding ring. It scares the crap out of all men.
I was going to say that. Oh, my gosh. Wait, what? Terrifying.
Got the bird shaking.
Terrifying.
I'm shook.
What if you wake up with a ring and you're like, oh.
What have I done?
My God.
That's how it ends. Yeah, I know.
Yes. Well, coming up here in a second, your whacked out news. Got some crazy stuff going on, including what happens when a woman tries to perform an exorcism on a cop at a gas station.
Huh?
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people are meth.
Ow, yeah. Well, it's Halloween time, and the crazy people have now got inspiration on what they're going to do when they want to go out in public and get recorded and act crazy. How about this concept? Whoa, fun stuff. In Wisconsin, a woman was at a gas station, and someone captured on video her trying to perform an exorcism on a cop. How do you think that's going to go, huh?
Uh-oh, girl.
Ah, boy. So she's got her hand outstretched, and she's like, saying what she's trying to do. He has a taser outstretched.
Oh, boy.
How do you think this is going to end?
Not well.
Gotta get this on video.
Guess what? Taser is more powerful than a woman trying to perform exorcism.
She sounds like a zombie.
That's hard to listen to.
That is some crazy stuff.
Why you say that?
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
It's like 30 seconds long.
So primal. Oh, I don't like it.
No word on whether or not she's facing any charges or exactly what was going on, but yes, interesting.
Did that happen?
Video there.
Is that our gas station?
No, that was in Wisconsin. Another interesting scene in North Carolina this time. A man who went into a church, screamed and yelled that he had gotten the spirit, then stripped off all of his clothes and started attacking several of the members inside the congregation.
Oh, you can't do that.
Yeah. They luckily were able to, the person not getting attacked called 911. And the cops showed up, and no word on exactly what was happening with him, but that's an interesting day. At your local sanctuary, huh?
Certainly fascinating.
And here's part of the problem with dressing in Halloween costumes, especially ones that are bloody and gory. Probably shouldn't get into a car accident. A college student at Marshall University in West Virginia was dressed up as Carrie this weekend for a haunted house. She has blood all over her face, her hair, her dress, and on her way home she gets into a car accident and totals it. Now, she's completely fine, no problem. Seatbelt did its job, and it's all okay. But the first responders that showed up were horrified. In fact, they're like going, she's clearly not with us. She said, no, wait, actually, I'm fine. I'm okay. It's just a costume. I'm not really dead.
Because she had blood all over her with her costume.
Yes, in fact, they're like going, well, she didn't make it.
That's a good idea for a costume, too. I never even thought of that. Carrie?
Yeah.
Some blood on you?
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't drive. This is a story about a nudist. He was at this famous clothing optional resort in Maryland on Saturday. And here's the problem with being a nudist when you're on a golf cart and you hit a tree and you flip it. You don't have anything to protect your body.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. I can't even tell you where he got some road rash. Now, luckily, he's got non-life-threatening injuries, but he also had a head injury. And they said, why weren't you wearing a helmet? He's like, duh, I'm a nudist.
Yeah, it's against the way.
I guess it is. So nudists can't even wear helmets, huh?
It's dumb, but I get it.
How do you feel about having it mixed like that where it's clothing's optional? Shouldn't it be either all or nothing? All clothes or all yeah, you have half people in clothes. Do you like that?
What's the point?
Yeah.
I think that if you go to those things, that, yeah, it's weird if you see some people in clothes and some people not.
They look like they're just there for the free show.
Right.
The clothed people now are the perverts. They are the ones just kind of trying to
They're
look.
creepers.
Yes.
Feels that way, definitely. No doubt. Well, there's a guy in Fort Pierce that threw a bag out his window. Cops were trying to pull him over at the time, and when they looked in the bag, they saw something that they shouldn't have seen. Now, they went to him and they said, yeah, he threw a bag out the window here, and what's going on? He told the cops that it was bones from fried chicken that he had thrown out the window. But the cops look at his fingers, and they weren't at all greasy. And I said, typically when you've been eating chicken, you'll have some greasy fingers. So they decided to go look at the bag, and inside it they found a ton of weed instead. Yeah. So.
Do you agree with that, though? Are your fingers
necessarily.
always greasy after fried chicken? I don't know if that's... I don't know.
After fried chicken?
As you're eating it? No, I don't think all chicken's going to leave grease on your fingers.
Fried chicken will, yeah.
You think? I'm about to do an experiment.
If you can eat fried chicken without getting greasy fingers, you're a better man than me.
So we need to bring in some fried chicken. And Jaybird, you'll eat it with one hand. And then you'll hold up both hands, and we'll try to guess which one you ate the piece of fried chicken with.
I love it.
Yes.
We'll get 5 to 10 people watching that.
Science is alive
to
and
try
well.
to prove your point that you don't always get greasy fingers from eating fried chicken.
Is that one of those bits where I got to do in the hallway for social media?
It doesn't make the show.
It's not really going to make the show. Yeah. Side
you
project.
buy all this chicken.
Yeah.
One drumstick will do. Police pulled over a man in Cape Coral, Florida for driving with expired plates and a suspended license. For fun, they decided to search his vehicle because they were suspicious, and they should have been. They found heroin, meth, weed, a crack pipe, 3 used needles.
Oh my gosh.
And all that was inside his shorts.
Wow, this guy was like a walking drugstore.
Yeah, he really was, but he's used to it. He's actually been in jail 5 times in the last year, and his license has been suspended 47 in the last calendar year. How do you keep getting your license if it's been suspended 47 times? That is once a week.
After you get it suspended 4 times, shouldn't they say, okay, you're done?
How is this possible, Kate Coral?
4 times? That's so much. 3 times. 3 strikes and
All
you're
right,
out.
3 strikes and you're out, we say.
Hold on, how many times have mine been suspended? I better look at that.
Mm-hmm. There's a woman talking about your fried chicken in Kentucky that fired a shot into the drive-thru window of a KFC after she didn't get a fork and napkin.
What?
Apparently in Kentucky, they expect their Kentucky Fried Chickens to be prompt and good on service.
With that said, I don't agree with her obviously shooting anything in the window. That's terrible. But it is weird when you go through a fast food restaurant and they give you no napkins or forks. What are you doing?
And we all know that fried chicken is greasy.
Or do we?
And what it does to your hands.
You cannot eat fried chicken without getting greasy fingers.
Well,
I believe so too, Virginia.
I have a very weak bit I have to go do later today.
Yes. And somebody just texted and said, yes, in Colombia, all the chicken places provide plastic gloves so you don't get greasy. So Colombians believe that you do get greasy fingers from eating fried chicken.
Well, maybe this bit's got some heat around it. All right, Philip, if you're listening from Bud's.
Yeah, nobody's believing you.
Bring in some
Yeah, I
chicken.
mean, we can get some good Bud's chicken on this.
All right, I didn't realize it'd be such a hot topic.
Yeah. Can you actually eat fried chicken without getting greasy fingers?
I think I can. All right, now I'm into it.
And a viral photo is going around now. A wedding guest was caught cheating with a married father in the event photo booth after the DJ innocently shared all the event photos online.
Oh.
A woman spotted the photos of the cheaters and shared them on social media. Said, wait, I don't think they're supposed to be together because he is a married father.
Oh.
And she pointed out that the woman in the pictures had arrived at the event with another man who she had been in the photo booth with earlier in the evening. Wow.
And it's all because of the DJ innocently sharing the pictures on social media.
Hey, everybody, here's all the fun photos from the photo booth.
Hope you guys had a blast.
Yes.
Hope you enjoy picking up the pieces of your shattered lives.
Yes, and of course there are comments all over this post.
Oh, it's awesome.
One person wrote, "These people are trash. It sounds like a bleepy group of friends to be a part of. I would back away slowly after enjoying the sweet, sweet drama of it all." So there you go. And that's your whacked out news.
This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach.
I can't even imagine how frustrating it would be to have a partner that is unemployed and does not seem to be putting forth their best efforts to find gainful employment.
Oh, that would really chap my hide.
It's affecting your livelihood.
Oh, yeah.
What you're able to do.
If you were a 2-income household and now you're one because the lazy bum, guy or girl, won't get off the sofa,
And then you come home and nothing's clean. All of the food's eaten.
All the Cheetos are gone.
Oh, man,
They haven't done any laundry. Oh, hell no.
So maybe what you're thinking about is, how can I motivate them to get gainful employment again?
Light the sofa on fire while they're laying on it.
Melody's got some thoughts on this, and she's starting to feel desperate in her situation. So, Melody, what are we talking about here with your husband and his unemployment? How long are we looking at?
Hi, guys. So my husband has been unemployed for about 8 months at this point.
Ooh.
Okay.
8 months.
Yeah.
Let me guess, he's holding out for a management position.
Yeah, that's the line, isn't it?
Wow. Did he have a job before that? Was he always employed?
Yeah. No, he had a job before that, and he got let go from that office because, they were just letting go of a handful of people at the time. They were budget cuts and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And at the time, he took it well, but now it's been 8 months.
8 months is a lot.
Yeah.
That's you're not trying at that point.
Mm-hmm. What's going on with the finances in the home right now? How tight are things getting for you guys?
Money's gotten really tight. Just like in all aspects of the house. I work, and that pays most of our bills.
Okay.
But our savings, both my personal and our joint, are completely depleted, basically. And really, I feel like everything I've enjoyed in life has been depleted as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't have any play money.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're just working to keep your head above water.
And what's he doing? Like, what's he doing all day?
Well, he has turned down a few jobs in his field, actually, because he says they're beneath him, which on one hand, I understood more like at the beginning of this, 8 months.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of just like, everything should be, you should just take anything. But he tells me he's going on LinkedIn every day and, searching. But from what I see, he's just spending most of his time, like, doing fun things. Like, he goes fishing and he has his fantasy football, and I just don't see any actual effort here.
Yeah.
That's maddening. I don't know how you've put up with it for 8 months. I would have snapped right about month 6.
Can I ask a question here? When you come home, is at least the place nice and organized, and is dinner ready for you?
Dinner is never ready for me. I will give him, he's not a dirty man, but he's not actively cleaning either. So he's like not creating a mess where we live in a pigsty. But no, dinner's never made for me. Laundry's never done, you know. Anything like that.
That's a problem. Based on this situation, you should have zero household chores. Like, you should just be working.
You
He should have
come
everything
home.
done.
It should be like, what can I get for you, princess?
I agree with that. If a guy or a girl, if you're making all the money and you have one person staying home,
Not gender based. It's
no,
just
you got to make sure that we have cozy meals and everything's organized. I think that's fair.
It's just about role assignment. Yes, you're making money. I'm going to stay home, make sure that everything in the house is all cranking. So you're trying to think now of ways to further encourage him to go get a job. Is this a good idea? What are you thinking about here, Melody?
Okay, so at first, you know, I didn't even really notice this, but I feel like everything, you know, that he's doing has just been killing my sex drive. Like, absolutely. I'm working all day long, you know, to pay the bills that are for both of us. And I come home and, you know, like you guys said, like, nothing's all nice and clean. You know, there's no food for myself. There's no, like, romanticness about it. It's, like, killing my sex drive.
I get it. We're mental. Us ladies, it's all in the head.
Exactly. Like, I could understand if, you know, he's like, you know, going out to the grocery store and buying the groceries, and I come home to like some nice flowers on the table and dinner made. Like, that sounds like heaven, actually. But like, I'm thinking of telling him that I'm not interested in sex with him until I see him giving this job search more effort.
Oh, the old sex play. No sex for you.
Okay.
Well, it just seems like his unemployment has really spiked up his sex drive. And I'm just feeling the opposite.
That's annoying on so many levels.
Oh, baby, come here.
I've done nothing today.
Laying around all day is going to be so horny.
They just paw you all night now. By the way, I did not cook dinner either.
Yes.
Okay, you got to verbalize. You got to make him understand where you're coming from.
Hell yeah,
you got to explain it just like you're explaining it to us. I don't think you should just cut him off. I think you should tell him, hey, look, just so you know, I'm very turned off by a man who doesn't do anything.
That's it right there.
And makes me handle all the bills, all the groceries, all the food prep, all the household chores. Like, all of a sudden, I am just turned off by you, and I want nothing to do with all of this.
Yeah, that's exactly what you say.
Exuding.
You're right. Don't turn it into a game where you're why you're
you
not
can't
gonna
have sex till you have a job. No.
Just say exactly that. You're turning me off. I want nothing to do with you.
Would it be
like
something
this.
like if you want something like when I come home and there's no dinner and I've got to cook, just don't ever expect there's probably going to be sex on that night.
Yeah.
Then I have to come home and now I've worked all day and now I'm going to cook us a meal. I'm probably going to be too tired, so don't even think about sex that night.
I think if you are completely open and honest about every little thing on your mind, I don't think you have to yell at anybody or scream at them. Just say, look.
Even though you want to strangle him, don't.
Just say, I'm just turned off. You're turning me off, and this is worrying me. I'm being honest with you.
I don't want to touch you. I don't want you to touch me. I'm turned off.
Okay. All right. Anybody else got any suggestions how you got that bum to get a job?
And at this point, he needs to know that nothing is beneath him. Just make an effort.
Look, if you have to be a sub artist, we need some kind of money coming in right now.
Thank
you. Get a better job, you quit Subway.
Yeah, I mean, you can take that job and not put that on your resume, right?
Yes.
Of course. Or you can go to a place that, you know, is in your field, and you can take a lesser job, and you can just show the bosses that you're the hardest working guy
That's
in
what
the building, and that will hopefully get rewarded.
Well, even if you're making an extra $900 a month, that's $900 towards bills.
It's something.
Well, and for Melody, you get to now finally go out and do some of the fun stuff again. You got play money.
She needs to get her life of fun back, at least a little bit of fun.
Were they married or boyfriend, girlfriend?
Marriage, husband.
Oh, damn, but bound by law. Damn it.
Yeah, that's it.
Seabird, don't get married.
Yeah, a lot of people are feeling what Melody's going through. In fact, there are some people in our chat room in Virginia who are actually going through the exact same thing that Melody is. She's got a husband that got laid off 8 months ago, and she just does not think he's putting in enough effort to finding a new job. It is affecting the spending money they have, and her life is pretty much just working, then coming home and doing some of the chores that he's not doing, and there's really no fun going on in life. And after about 8 months, it's starting to wear on her.
I can't believe she went this long.
And she said that with his new time that he has and added energy because he's able to sleep more, he's got a lot of energy for sex. And
That's hilarious.
a lot of energy for it. He just, just can't get enough of it now. And she's like, that's kind of tough because, gosh, I'm really going in the opposite direction right now. Yeah.
He is just oblivious.
Yeah, somebody texted in and said, yeah, if you're doing it all and it makes you feel like you don't even need them, you're like, well, why are they even around? Like, what are they contributing to this situation? And somebody said, I went through it, and it definitely messed up my sexual desires, too, being in that situation.
I mean, if you're not going to work, you got to make sure you have the cozy meal, her coziest meal ready to go, right?
Every day.
Yeah.
The house has to be spotless.
Yeah. I always thought that was fair.
It's totally fair.
It is fair, and it's fair to voice that, too, and to say,
Yes.
look, here is the situation. Here's the situation, and they can't be like, oh, you're hurting my feelings.
And you got to voice it earlier than 8 months. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You can't tell me you weren't annoyed at month 3 and
Right.
4 and
Yeah.
5. Now, when you finally go to tell him at 8 months, you're probably going to blow up because you're so mad.
Do you do that for Panda? Does Panda do that for you? You guys make each other cozy meals without you even realizing it? You walk in the door and boom, there's some fancy lobster eye. Whatever you're into.
Lobster eyes.
Yeah, whatever.
Lobster
I mean, I cook all the meals in our house. It would be nice if Panda stepped up.
I didn't mean to get you in trouble,
Yeah.
Panda.
Now that you mention it,
My bad.
it's been a while.
I'm sorry, my friend.
And Melody, like I said, a lot of people going through it. Somebody does say ditch him, but this is kind of interesting. Listen to this text. Ditch him. If he's not pulling his weight while not home, it's just trouble going forward. I've been there, done that. Still struggle with it, but we're married, so I have to stick by. She's speaking like she lived my earlier life with him. So it's almost like, so wait, you're saying to ditch him, but you're kind of staying in the same situation that Melody is?
Maybe she's married with kids and she doesn't want to do that to her children.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Sometimes you notice how we give other people the advice that we should be taking ourselves.
That's
We're all hypocrites, Kev.
We're too in it.
Yeah. And somebody, this is helpful for you, Melody. For $40 a month, LinkedIn will find you job postings and send it to you. So they will basically do a lot of the work. And you know what I would do? I would have those jobs sent to you as well, Melody. That might be a good investment, $40. I know money is tight, but that might be $40 well spent, and get them sent to 2 email addresses, including you, and then you spend your free time looking over that.
And you're allowed to do more than one interview in a day. I know some people, they'll do one interview and they're like, okay, I did my time today. I have my one interview. You could do multiple interviews.
Hello, Fortnite.
Increase your odds.
Of
Do
course.
a bunch until you get hired.
Yeah. So there you go. Some suggestions for Melody. The good news is that you are not alone. There are a lot of people that are going through it. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, did you know that using certain emojis now could possibly get you banned from social media?
What?
Yes, and especially in certain combinations. I'll let you know what and how coming up next.
Looking for what's going on in South Florida? Sign up for our KVJ e-blast and stay connected.
Well, if you like using emojis in a dirty way, you may get pinged by Facebook and Instagram going forward. Apparently, they got new community standards, and they're hip to your game. Oh, yes, all you users of the eggplant and peach, they know what you're using that for. And if you use them in combination, it could get you flagged and kicked off the social media sites.
I mean, that peach really is quite the emoji.
It's kind of their fault for making it the way that it looks. I mean, come on, how many peaches you get that looks just quite like a rump?
I've never seen that kind of peach in Publix.
And the eggplant, come on, right?
Yeah.
Very sexy.
Now you're trying to spin it on us there, Facebook and Instagram, Mr. Zuckerberg, and make us feel like we're the dirty ones. You just gave us dirty tools to play with.
Do the peaches with the fuzz on it sometimes give you the chills when you take a bite out of it?
Yes, I know what you're saying, yeah.
Nails on a chalkboard.
Kind of a weird way of how when your teeth puncture that skin.
Yes, it does something to me, not in a good way. I like the juices, Virginia, but not the...
Yeah, it almost feels like sometimes the peach might scream in pain.
Yeah.
Like you're eating flesh.
No. It makes me feel weird.
It hurts. Stop, mister. Yeah, so just to let you know, that's what's going to be going on there. So something else that is trendy out there that I'd never heard. You ever heard the term "Okay Boomer"?
I just saw this, and the fact that I didn't know about it makes me think maybe it's real. I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
Boomer?
Okay, Boomer. Yeah, I mean, they say that apparently it is the thing that's popping up on T-shirts and hats and glassware and everything else, and that if you don't know, it's directed to you. This is one of those things where you feel like, okay, I want to kind of be in the know what exactly Okay Boomer is. I guess it's supposed to be say like, okay, Boomer. That would be the tone and how you say it, Virginia. It's a catch-all response to every condescending or out-of-touch thing that baby boomers do.
Oh.
Yeah, so, your teenager might use it to reply to cringy YouTube videos, Donald Trump tweets, and basically any person over 30 who says something condescending about young people and the issues that matter to them. Okay, Boomer. Yeah. Thanks. Okay, Boomer.
Got it.
Appreciate it. It's got to have some kind of...
I can't believe it.
Guttural throat scoffing.
Okay, Boomer, go talk about that peach emoji again.
Okay, Boomer. Yeah, so that's what it is. So if you hear and somebody says you, okay, Boomer, they go, I don't know, is it Boomer Sooner? I'm an Oklahoma fan. I don't know what's going on. No, they're insulting you, thinking that you're old and you're out of touch. And don't tell me. It's basically a quick way of saying, don't tell me how to live my life.
Old man.
Okay, Boomer, don't tell me how to live my life.
Old man.
Yeah. So it's kind of annoying, but that's what that's all about.
Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah, I kind of get annoyed learning some of these things.
But I do need to know in case my kid throws it at me.
Yeah,
No,
if Mags is like, okay, Boomer, and you're going,
I can be like, okay, hooker, I know what's up.
well, that's the way I'll see your boomer and raise you a hooker. Yeah.
Don't you talk to me like that. I know what that means. Kevin Ralston taught me.
Hooker.
Yes. All right, well, if you want to play a fun little game with us old people here, us boomers, here's what we got. What's My Age Again is the name of the game here. What you do, you pick a person on the show, and we'll give you other celebrities. You got to tell us if that celebrity is older or younger than us. Okay, well, just to let you know, the term "okay boomer," which I just heard about today for the first time, it's kind of a response to the condescending or out-of-touch things that baby boomers do. That's okay boomer. Somebody said, just to let you know, baby boomers ruined the planet and the economy. Then they're hypocrites about it. That's what's with the condescending attitude. Okay, boomer. Okay. Not a boomer, but...
So that's how you heard that text in your head?
That's how it came across, yes.
Love it.
Okay,
Kevin,
okay,
baby
boomer.
boomers messed it all up, and now we have to fix it.
I know, yes. For the record, I'm not a baby boomer.
No, my parents are baby boomers.
Yes. Not that. I'm old. I'm not that old.
We're Gen X, man.
Yeah. That's us. Yeah, we've done our own bit of
share
screwing up
of
the planet.
ruining. Yeah, we've ruined stuff too.
We were much better than the boomers, baby.
Yeah. Okay, so that is the name of the game. Can you basically determine our age compared to other celebrities? Kristen is on here from West Palm. Hello, Kristen.
What's up, KVJ?
Yeah. All right.
Kristen.
Okay, you get to pick somebody here on the show, and then we'll play the game. I'll throw other celebrities at you, and you guess if they're older or younger. Okay, who would you like to try to guess against?
Let's try Jaybird.
Yes.
Bring it.
Yeah,
Okay.
go with the oldest. I like that.
I am the third youngest on the show.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see here. What do you think about Bill Hader? Is he older or younger than Jaybird?
And we can say how old Jaybird is, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
You were
42.
42.
And your birthday is May 10th?
Yes, and my social security is 5'9".
So if you're 42, is that 77?
7.
Okay.
Okay.
The year the king died. Elvis.
Oh, wow.
Rest in peace.
Okay. All right. So that is Jay Bird's birthday. So what do you think? And the only problem with us saying that is it's easy for people to Google, but still. All right. What do you think? Bill Hader, older or younger?
What if I don't know who Bill Hader is?
Oh.
Okay, then I'll give you somebody else. That's tough for Bill Hader.
I think he's younger by a year than me.
You're pretty much right, yeah. His birthday, June 7th, 1978.
Yep.
He's 41, 1 year younger than you. Do you know who Ashton Kutcher is, Kristen?
Yes, I do know Ashton Kutcher. Yes.
What do you think? Is he...
I'm gonna say he's older than Jay Bird.
You're right. I believe you are right.
Okay. I'm going to say that he is older than Jay Bird. No. He's actually 41 as well. You're younger. February 7th, 1978 is his birthday.
Am I messing up the bit? Am I supposed to shut up during this?
No, you can talk.
Okay.
Yes. Kevin told me off air. Man, I wish he would shut up more.
He texting you right now?
He is.
Okay, what do you think about Tiger Woods? Palm Beach County resident. Is he older or younger than Jay Bird?
I believe he's older than Jay Bird.
Gonna go older. You are correct. Yeah.
You got pretty quick Google over there.
Yeah, she was good on that. Yeah.
I'm driving.
I'm
Yeah.
kidding with you.
She's driving.
I'm joking.
Yeah, he's at 43 years old. Year older, December 30th, 75. Tiger Woods. Okay. Got one more for you here. What do you think about Jimmy Fallon? Is Jimmy Fallon younger or older than Jay Bird here, Kristen?
I'm going to say he's younger.
He looks younger.
They all look younger.
Going to say that he is younger. No, he is older. He's 45. Maybe coming. Yeah, he's 45. His September 1974.
Oh, man.
For Jimmy Fallon. So there you go. But Christian, you got one correct, so we'll go ahead and give you some tickets for that.
Yay!
You get your choice, either the FAU-FIU game that's coming up on November 9th at FAU Stadium, or you can go to the Feast of Little Italy at the Abacoa Town Center. Coming up, that's this weekend, right, Virginia?
It is, starting Friday.
Okay. All right, so we'll let you choose here in just a second. Okay, Kristen?
Thank you, guys. Take care.
All right, you too. Thank you very much. Congratulations on that.
Well, Jimmy Fallon's 45. He looks so much younger than me.
He does.
Okay, take it easy over there.
Yes, he does.
He's clean.
Fresh.
He's clean shaven.
I mean, he looks beautiful.
If he grows out a beard, what color is that thing? Is it gray? Is it white?
I actually don't think Jimmy Fallon can grow a beard.
I think you're right.
He's too childlike.
He's very boyish.
I don't think it's possible. I don't think he's going to be able to do that. Yeah. Boy, this is pretty impressive stuff. South Park, do you hear how much HBO Max has given them to run all 23 seasons on their streaming service?
How much?
$500 million.
Whoa.
That's I can see them doing that.
Trey Parker, Matt Stone, those guys just hit major. I mean, I'm sure they're already making pretty good money from Comedy Central.
Sure.
But they have just made major bank, $500 million.
And that's the first syndication deal they've ever done for that show?
Outside of Comedy Central that I know of.
Wow.
And I'd imagine it is, because if they've got another syndication deal, then they're not doing the HBO Max deal.
Wow, you hold out and you get $500 million.
Well, do they now have the rights for them to make new episodes for HBO? Because if they're on HBO now doing South Park, they're going to be able to do whatever they want.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And I think they can now,
There's something with the swearing. They only have X amount per...
Really?
Yeah, Denny's has a story about how there's something where they can do a lot, but they can't do everything.
They have limitations.
There is slight limitations.
Who imposes those standards?
I think it is something with the broadcasting where it was something where they had X amount of...
Because they're cable, so they're not FCC.
they had X amount of F-bombs they could use in an entire point
episode
for the entire network, and in one episode they used every possible word they could do.
Really?
Denny's has the story.
Okay.
I gave you 50% of a 35% story that is 20% wrong.
Well, thank you.
It's a lot of numbers.
I paraphrase.
Yeah. Somebody said South Park is on Hulu, which means I guess HBO Max is grabbing them away from Hulu because this is what's happening now. This is a big scramble. And that's probably the reason why they paid $500 million for South Park is to get them away. And now I'm sure it's going to be an exclusive deal because we're hearing about that where, Hulu's trying to grab like a Friends from Netflix and, they pay an exorbitant amount of money because this is the only place you're going to be able to get this. HBO Max is going to be launching in May. About $15 is what it's going to be costing, about the same current cost as HBO, and you'll get all 23 seasons of South Park on HBO Max. That's just one of the things that they have on there. But it's going to be interesting when all these streaming services, and they all seem to be launching right about the same time, and I can't even keep track of who's launching what and when, and I haven't even put it all together yet, what all I'm going to get.
You can't afford to get everything, so now it's going to be about marketing and then selection.
Yeah, in fact, they did a survey on this. 87% of people say they're worried that it's going to become too expensive.
Yes.
For all the streaming.
I can't afford to have more. I already have Netflix. I already have DirecTV. I mean, there's not an endless supply of money here.
I'm getting ready to do the Disney one because of that Star Wars.
I know.
That thing looks real good.
It looks so good, doesn't it?
The dork in me. Now, this is a Star Wars thing I'm excited for.
Is it available to buy?
I have to, I believe I have to get in the service.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you got to buy it. And they're all about the same price, like $12 to $15, it seems like, for the most part, a month. So, that's the question. How many are you going to have? Because you'll have Netflix, HBO Max, Disney Plus, Hulu. I'm probably forgetting like 3 other new streaming services. I know ESPN Plus is going to be doing theirs. If you like the sports stuff, 70% of people in the survey think that there will be too many streaming choices. And I kind of agree. And the big problem I have is even though there may be a really good series I want to watch, who got enough time?
Don't forget that Amazon has one too.
Yeah, you're right. Amazon Prime Video.
I mean, there's so many.
I know, and that's just what people are saying. 70% of us, 7 out of 10, say there's too many choices now.
So if you're going $15 a month for this service, you're averaging about $180 to $200 per whatever you're doing. Give and take a few bucks there. If you have 5 services you're doing that for, 5 times, you're paying $1,000.
Wait, what?
5.
Sweetie.
No,
wow.
Don't you dare
Sweetie.
Sweet. Don't you dare call me sweet. Hold
boy.
on. My math is okay there.
Okay, wait, do this again.
If you're paying roughly between $100 to $200 a year for a streaming service, and you've got 5 of them to 7 of them, you're paying roughly around $1,000.
Oh, for the whole year?
Yes.
Oh, we thought you meant monthly.
Well, maybe you should stop.
You didn't say.
Well, maybe I should stop.
You speak like cryptic
Maybe I should
weird.
stop.
Well, I was doing math and trying to prove my point. It was a bad idea, Kevin. I'm so sorry.
Yes. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see all these, cord cutters. You're like, oh, I'm so smart. I cut cable. What it's going to be like now because it's just reorganized itself someplace else.
Right. They'll take your money.
So you cord cutters, yes, you were so smart, but now what are you going to do? 35% of people say there aren't enough hours in the day to watch it all, and that's kind of it too. So I think it's going to be about prioritizing.
True.
Yeah.
Find the one that has the most stuff that you like and just go with that.
Yeah, and this is interesting too, but this is again getting into a cable package. Somebody's saying Disney's offering a package with Hulu, ESPN, and Disney, but how is that really going to be much different for the cord cutters? Isn't it you're just now getting your entire cable package except somewhere else?
It's mini cable.
They've totally brought you all the way back full circle to cable. That's all it is. There's nothing different.
Did you miss a segment from the KVJ Show? Find it on kvjshow.com or soundcloud.com/KVJ Show. Do you need more KVJ Show? Find everything KVJ at kvjshow.com.
Found this about your South Park thing you're talking about. In 2001, they aired an episode called It Hits the Fan, in which they said the S-bomb word 162 times and then had it displayed written 38 times for 200 uncensored uses. So that was the episode, and they're just kind of like, I guess, trying to prove a point that Comedy Central's cable channel, and they are not responsible to the FCC. They are only responsible to their advertisers, who might say, yeah, you guys swear too much on that. So other than that, they don't have any other.
There's a story that goes with it. Denny's has it, but he's on the phone with tech support, so he wasn't able to hear what I was talking about. I should have never spoke.
At least you're owning it.
Yeah, I am. I agree with the haters.
And people have their own thoughts when it comes to the cable and the cord cutting and all that stuff with the streaming that is going on. Are you going to wind up in the same situation, paying basically as much as you did before for a lot of the same stuff that you're already getting? Some people are saying, well, yes, but the people who are true cord cutters, they use things like IPTV. I pay $60 a month for the fastest internet and $7 a month for IPTV provider and get every channel that exists, sports packages, and pay-per-view.
Trust me, anytime I hear something like that, I always try to get it, and then I never live in an area. There's always some kind of weird piping system in the area, or there's a power line. Oh, no, we can't do it here. I've never been able to get that awesome deal.
That never worked for you. That great, huh?
You're chasing a ghost, a unicorn.
Well, they say that streaming is also the latest thing that's killing the environment. So just to let you know.
Streaming?
Yeah, streaming, yes. Because apparently it requires so much electricity that 30 minutes of Netflix is the equivalent of driving about 4 miles in your car. So if you're using the video on demand services like Netflix and Hulu, it will create more greenhouse gases than any other type of streaming. So there you go. Even your porn and your YouTube and your Daily Motion are out there killing the environment. So.
Oh, porn's probably one of the biggest offenders.
Yeah, just to let you know, you cannot get away from it. So. Got a few birthdays here that wanted to get on the show. We had them on earlier. We had some computer stuff. It was every day is a little curveball here or there, Virginia. You know.
I know.
And know what makes it fun though, baby?
Yeah, a lot of fun. Yeah, especially when people are saying, "You never read my birthday."
Thanks,
you guys are
jerk.
jerks.
I walked in during a commercial break, and Denny's was getting an earful from some mom.
Yeah. So we apologize. We had a computer snafu that kept us from getting to the emails. I got to say happy 16th birthday to Aiden Bryan from Mommy, Sissy, Carly, and Lily. Also, we got a birthday from Mommy, Richie, Kylie, Grandma, and Kevin. We're wishing that birthday to my son, Trenton. So there you go. He loves Denny's or Animal and thought the pig was hilarious. There you go. Also, got to say happy birthday to Aunt Toon from Adeline and everyone else. Grandma Desiree's having a great birthday from Henry and Katie, her grandkids. Brian, Elena, Tony, Kelly, and Angela. And oh yeah, Grandpa saying happy birthday.
Aww.
Happy birthday to Aaron. Hope you enjoy your day. Love, Kieran. So there you go. And also Andrew turned to 13. So proud of you. Love Mom, Dad, Gavin, and the pets. There's his photo on KVJ TV.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yes. So there we go. Got your birthdays on there for you. Send them to us. Mail at kvjshow.com. About time for the After the Show podcast. Before we do that, Jaybird, give us a thought for the day.
People will throw stones at you, Virginia. Don't throw them back. Collect them all and build an empire. Oh, very good, bird.
You're listening to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.